Well, over the course of my lifetime, I've always helped my mother in the kitchen, preparing the dinner as a reward for 2 hours of practice every day, which was a requirement for my pianist mother. And so throughout my life, I've sort of balanced performing with dinner parties with friends and family to sort of balance out the stress of performing. And I take a lot of joy in getting flavors well balanced depending on the dish that I'm cooking. So I do Western as well as Peranakan and local food. But I think for me, the most closest to my heart is Peranakan because it's in my father's side, so it's in my DNA. And I like to balance out the flavors because it's so complex. There's a lot of spices, and if you don't balance it out properly, it's very, very similar to playing a note the way I want it on the violin. So throughout my life of performing and practicing the violin, I've always sort of imagined what kind of picture that I'm painting with a piece of music. It's the same thing with my dish. I would imagine what it should look like and what it should taste like at the end. And that is my goal, to reach that perfect presentation. And also for the audience or my diners, my friends, to have this experience that they can take away with them at the end of the concert or dinner. So that's for me actually the yin and yang of my life, and they go hand in hand, and I love both as passionately as the other. So when I do something, I always try to perfect it, so I'm never happy until I say, oh yes, now it's good, you know. And that's what I try to use my creativity in my music training into my food as well, into my cooking. I think the textures and the flavors are just like musical tones to me, and colors in the notes that brings out the phrase. For me, it's bringing out the joy in the diners when they come to eat my food. Also, I use very fresh ingredients. It's just like having a good violin. Like I've been very blessed in the last year plus to play on the Guaranini, which is giving me a lot of colors and tones that I never felt before in other violins, because it's such a special violin, and I'm very, very privileged, honored and blessed to play on it. I think I must say that the best tour I've experienced with the SSO over the last 41 years is our last tour with Lan Shui to Germany and Prague, to all my favorite cities in Germany, because as you know, I studied in Germany. And I also had a Czech professor in Prague that I used to go and visit during the summertime. And so these were all my favorite cities, you know, like Munich and Berlin and Dresden and Prague. It was the most amazing tour, also because we played my favorite symphony, Rachmaninoff Symphony No. 2, and we had Gil Shaham to play with us, Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, also my favorite piece on the violin. So it was just a magical tour. Also, it was a lovely time of the year. It was in May, so it was more like spring weather and not yet too hot. So it was nice and cool. You could wear a little jacket, and just the whole ambience of that area, I think is my favorite in the whole of Europe.